could be, it will be, we can almost guarantee, a key moment for both of their campaigns.
Oh, yeah. So joining us now to talk about this, CNN political commentator Jeffrey Lord, former advisor to Ronald Reagan, and the Huckabee campaign joins us as well. Charmaine Yoest.
Formerly,
which is key because I think you're very impressed with Carly Fiorina right now and her campaign. So let me ask you this. How big of a deal is this, I won't call it a back and forth because it's mostly one way with Donald Trump, but how big of a deal is this face controversy?
I think it's a really big deal, and it's actually turning out to be a plus for Carly because I don't expect her to mention it. She has really risen to the occasion here and proved how gracious she is and how she's sticking to the issues. I think it's really a net negative for Donald Trump because he is developing a real problem with women. And, you know, people keep talking about how it's not hurting him in the polls, but I think that you're seeing polls as being a lagging indicator of what's going on with women in the country today as they're responding to hit after hit after hit of seeing Donald Trump say things that are really offensive to women in general.
So you do think it's going to catch up with him, Charmaine, at some point. When do you think it will? Because in the most recent poll, his popularity among women, Donald Trump's, is still, I mean, it's only going up. He's +4 from August to September. He's at 41%.
He's leading among women.
Well, you know, this is the thing. Women are starting to pay attention to the race. It's fall now. We had kind of a silly summer with different anecdotes that happened. And he's developing a critical mass of things that he's said about women. And this thing with Carly was really, really offensive. And his response to it was very Clintonian. Well, I didn't mean her face. I meant something else entirely. And women see this. It was the same thing with his attack on Meghan. He kind of tried to define the terms differently than what he actually said. And I don't think women buy that kind of thing.
Because it depends on what the definition of face is in this case.
Yes.
Jeffrey Lord, bring us to next Wednesday night because you know this is going to come up, or I suspect it will come up. Donald Trump's treatment of women, the other candidates I'm sure are sure to bring him up, even if Carly Fiorina doesn't.
Right.
So how should Donald Trump respond? What should he say?
Well, I don't know what he'll say. You know, he should just stick to his guns here. I mean, I disagree with my old friend and colleague Charmaine there. I just think that this whole deal is sexist to be and condescending to women. To say that women can't be treated equally as men and that they're in some sort of protected class is wrong. I mean, we passed these barriers decades ago. And all of a sudden,
but Jeffrey,
suddenly
Jeffrey, hang on one second, Jeffrey.
Jeffrey,
Donald Trump himself.
That Megyn Kelly incident, his numbers went up with women, and I think there's a reason for that. When women are not one-dimensional characters here, and they don't take offense like this. Carly Fiorina herself insulted her own opponent, Barbara Boxer, on her physical appearance. You know, oh God, what is that hair? So yesterday. I mean, so she attacks her opponent's physical appearance. I mean, if you're going to go down this road, I think it's a mistake.
Jeff, I just don't think the difference is that women are looking at this as him taking a cheap shot at women, and he does it continuously. I have to disagree with you really strenuously because I think that he's doing this at least somewhat deliberately. As you said, he's a smart man. He's a canny and strategic person. I don't think it's an off-the-cuff remark, and so for him to take a jab
why is it not okay to do it to women, but it's okay to do it to men?
Do you know, I've heard you make that point, Jeff, and I disagree with you there too as well, because with Donald and his hair and people saying, oh, you know, it's so, you know, you can't take a jab at his hair. He himself jabs at his hair. He uses his hair as a branding device. So it's something entirely different than women who we've lived our whole lives with people taking jabs at appearance. And when you have someone like Carly who's...
Women take jabs at other women's appearance. I mean, Carly Fiorina herself did this. I mean, so why is that excusable?
It's different. It is different for Donald Trump, though, to be in an interview setting
not in an equal
and
world
to say, I'm not going to vote for her because of her face.
Let me ask you both this. Let me ask you both about this, because Donald Trump, he was on Fox News last night, and Greta Van Susteren, she took it to him and really kind of held him to account and asking, was he, and he again tried to say he was not talking about her face, and she said, well, this is a long list of kind of insults you've lobbed at women, and here is how he responded. He says, it's about entertainment.
Many of those comments are made as an entertainer because I did The Apprentice. It was one of the top shows on television. I decided not to do it again because I wanted to run for president, but some comments are made as an entertainer, and as everybody said, as an entertainer is a much different ballgame.
I know you think this has been blown out of the PC, blown out of proportion, especially in terms of the PC realm, Jeffrey. But do you think that is an okay answer to chalk it up to he's been trying to be entertaining?
Sure, sure. I mean, the presumption here is that we really believe in the equality of the sexes. Do we or don't we? If we don't, then these are offensive. But if we do, then this is just no big deal. And, frankly, when you see the numbers, one of the other numbers from that CNN poll is that women thought the economy was either extremely important or very important. And the numbers for that were 91%. I mean, I think that's what they're concerned about. They're not concerned about, Donald Trump making some entertaining remark. I mean, they really believe, as do I, in the equality of the sexes. I just think that this whole deal reveals a sort of sexist streak in our society, that women, that we're back in Victorian days or 1953, and you can't say this because somehow this is insulting, and yet Carly Fiorina herself can do it. President Obama, running for president, said of Sarah Palin, you can put lipstick on a pig, but it's still a pig. And his audience laughed and cheered because he was insulting Sarah Palin. He's been elected president twice. I just,
Hey, Jeff, let Charmaine get the final thought.
This is exactly the point. He is running for president. He said repeatedly he wants to be taken seriously. If you want to be taken seriously as the leader of the free world, you don't say that you're running for entertainer-in-chief. If that's what he wants to do, then this is an okay strategy. But, talking to Rolling Stone, that's his opportunity to elevate his language and to show that he can be a leader, particularly here in the week of 9/11, when this is a very serious time in our country. He put out a tweet this morning that he had to delete that was really offensive. If he does want to be taken seriously, he needs to act seriously. And
but he is being taken seriously, as these polls show.
Well, and that's why I'm taking this comment seriously and saying it's not elevating people.
We will all see how seriously it will be taken next Wednesday night at the CNN debate. Charmaine Yoest, Jeffrey Lord, speak no more.
Thank you.
Thank you both very much.
Great to see you both. Again, to reiterate, because we like to reiterate, the GOP debate is coming up right here on CNN Wednesday at 6 p.m. and 8 p.m. Eastern. I am looking forward to see if what one-liner Carly Fiorina has.